Hey folks, this is Chris Scotsman with Quake Live TV, and I'm sitting down with Marty Stratton of id Software. And why don't we do your formal title so that everyone knows exactly who you are?
I'm executive producer at id Software, particularly on the Quake Live team.
All right. And so we're going to sit down and talk about Quake Live. And so Quake Live TV has joined up with Quake Unity for this interview. And so we've got a couple of questions to ask you. The first thing is we want to jump right into to servers. And we're going to obviously, we've been testing out the private server functions at QLTV, and we love them. What other features do you foresee implementing as you get set up for the, I guess, pay for private server system?
Sure. So yeah, the private server system that we've envisioned is kind of starts with what we've released to a lot of the casters and a lot of the people running the events that are happening online. Much like the interface that you have. You'll be able to have a small subscription, much smaller than you would pay a GSP for a private server, because it's more of an on-demand type system as opposed to owning effectively renting the box or renting space on the box. We allow our system allows you to spin up a server kind of whenever you want, wherever you want, with whatever setting. So as opposed to saying, I want a server in Texas and my server's always going to be in Texas. At any point, if you want to play somebody who's on the other side of the world, you can pick a place that's nice. Between you. So it is a very nice system. Much like, I think some of the features that people will appreciate once they get into the system a little bit is that you guys don't see is kind of the whole connection with your friends. If you're familiar at all with the single player, the kind of start a match bot configuration, you'll notice that there's player slots basically that allow you to select bots for the match. So with the subscription private server, we're going to take that and apply it to your friends list. So anybody who's currently on Quake Live at the time you're starting up your server, you'll see them in that list of players, and you'll be able to select which ones you would like to invite to your match. When you start your match, you'll automatically be sent to it, and your friends will receive a little invite notification. Chris Scotsman has invited you to a match, and you one click and you've joined them in the match.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, I think it'll be really nice for players who are playing in brackets online, and they connect over IRC or whatever, and they don't even need to anymore. As long as they know who they're playing, they can go in, set up their private server, invite that player, and both are in. So I think that'll be one of the nicest features of the private server stuff.
Well, and actually, I'm thinking about that from the standpoint of a shoutcaster, where essentially you could start a server and have the teams getting invites.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, they don't even need to know which server they're going to. Right now, we have the filters for private matches, but effectively a player could just be on there. Shoutcaster has both players on their friends list. He selects them. They both join.
Wonderful. All right. Well, actually, that was one of the things that I'm really curious about is you guys implemented tons of great new shoutcasting features. We love the new HUD. It looks gorgeous on the stream, so thank you very much for that.
Well, thank you. I mean, we really, our community manager got with you guys and several of the other casters and got a ton of great feedback. And we literally had a meeting where we sat down and said, okay, what are these guys saying? What do they want? What can we do for QuakeCon? And really the feedback was awesome. It's one of the, we've said all along that Quake Live allows us a better connection to the community than we've had in the past, and the way we've kind of set up the game to be very iterative even once everybody has it and make a lot of changes. It gives us more flexibility to do things like this than previously, where we have a game that's out there and we've got to release formal patches. I mean, we make
everybody's
updates.
Got to download it and update it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we make updates every Tuesday almost. Yeah, and push it to everybody. But we do appreciate all the feedback. It worked out well.
Oh yeah, and actually, I'm curious to know, because I know that when you released the patch notes, you said more to come for some of those features. What other ideas and things on the short list?
I mean, there's. I don't want to go into too much detail, because as soon as I say something, it becomes set in stone, and it's like, you said you were going to do that. But
can I make one little request?
Sure.
The ability to switch between anyone who's holding a power up.
Yes.
Just like we do for the flags.
Sure. Yeah.
That right there.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic.
And we did have in that meeting I mentioned, we kind of sat down and put everything up on the whiteboard and grouped them into piles and prioritized the piles based on, are these things critical for, and the things that got the highest priority were the things related to visibility on a stream. You know, we did the changes to the bright skins, we did the changes to the HUD, and the power up timers to make it easy for the shoutcasters to see, you know, which power up was coming up next. But that is on the list, and it just kind of got bumped down. But that's a good example of something that I think we will have in there very soon.
Okay. Now, do you have any words to share about, I guess, how successful Quake Live is doing? I know that John Carmack is sometimes a little pessimistic about its ability to make money. Does that impact morale at all, or do you guys just know that you have a solid game and you're just going to keep running with it because you know that there's that core set of gamers that love that raw deathmatch?
Yeah, you know, I actually don't know what John has said about it from a business perspective. You know, we still are in kind of open beta, I guess.
Right.
I guess you'd call it. And
I think people forget that sometimes.
Yeah, and you know, we do have our sights set on this year, definitely this fall, to at least take the beta tag off of that, okay. The initial kind of set of features. Now that doesn't certainly mean that we aren't going to continue to iterate, and I like the Google model where you can kind of have something that's that's not in beta, and then, you know, bring up a really cool new feature and keep the beta tag on that one piece, and okay. kind of, you know, let people get used to it, and then kind of take the beta tag off that. I think, you know, Google Maps is still in beta, or you know, that probably not, but they always have stuff that's like that. But as far as, you know, as far as the team morale, I think you probably see from the timing of our updates, sometimes at, you know, midnight, 1 in the morning, you know, we have a team that is incredibly passionate about Quake Live, and I know John, you know, I was talking to him yesterday, and he sat in front of the shoutcasters yesterday for probably 2 hours watching matches, and was just, I mean, just continually said, this is really, really cool. So I think everybody at the company feels that, you know, we really do have something that's special. It's not like anything else that's on the internet right now. Some of the features that we're going to be adding, like the private server stuff, are really fairly revolutionary as far as that type of service. And you know, I think one of the cool pieces of like the ZeniMax deal was seeing their reaction to Quake Live, because, you know, when they buy into the company, Quake Live is a small piece of the big pie. You know, they're looking at Rage and Wolfenstein and Doom and these huge games that we're going to be making, but they do see a lot of potential. I mean, you know, it's like, this Quake Live thing is really cool, and, you know, they are really smart business guys. So I think, you know, their expertise in bringing partners into the fold and really, you know, finding ways to monetize things in good ways, in ways that benefit everybody, not only us, but, you know, allow us to do more for the players. You know, I'm really anxious in working with them through that, and they see a lot of potential. So I think players have a lot to look forward to.
Okay. Now, of course, you know, building off sort of the successes of Quake Live, I guess a short answer on, are there plans for maybe a little Wolf Live?
You know, John has mentioned that before, and actually I think Todd's mentioned it before too. It's, you know, it gets thrown around, the idea of it, but as far as anything definitive, you know, I'm not even being coy when I say no. I mean, it's
right. So it's still an idea.
It's still an idea, and it's okay. You know, who knows what happens.
All right. Now, you guys have implemented a lot of great competitive features. We've got timeouts, the ability to have referees who can sort of pseudo-admin servers. Are there other features that you have planned?
I mean, we're always planning new features. I think, you know, like I mentioned, we want to extend some of the competitive stuff that we've done, and certainly for the shoutcasters, without going into specifics. We're not done. You know, we're certainly not done changing things, and we'll continue to really look at the shoutcasting and the competitive side of things. I'm hoping that Quake Live is a kickoff for a lot of the groups like yourself, and you know, even the ones that do a lot of live events. That it's a kickoff for bigger and better things. It takes a lot to have Quake Live at an event like this, because it is you know, it is internet based. So when we bring the game to Quake Live, we effectively recreate our entire back end infrastructure here at the event.
Right.